Borussia Dortmund vs Newcastle United prediction, team news, lineups Champions League. Revenge is on the agenda for Newcastle United on Tuesday evening, as the Magpies renew hostilities with Borussia Dortmund at Signal Iduna Park in Champions League Group F. Eddie Howe's men were subjected to their first continental loss of the season against the German Giants a fortnight ago, going down 1-0 at St. James Park to drop below Edin Terzic's men in the fascinating section. Match preview. Even the fearsome Dortmund wall may have boarded their flights to Newcastle with a palpable sense of worry 2 weeks ago, having witnessed the Magpies tear French champions Paris Saint-Germain asunder on matchday 2. But Terzic's rock-solid defense brought their hosts' momentum to a grinding halt. A shadow of the side that put 4 goals past PSG, Newcastle had no answer to Dortmund's defensive might. And in the 45th minute of the contest, Nico Schlotterbeck charged down the other end of the field and laid the ball on a plate for Felix Meka to net the decisive goal. Now level with Newcastle on 4 points in this year's group of death, sharing the Magpies' record of 1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss from their opening 3 battles so far. Dortmund have the edge over their English counterparts thanks to the head-to-head column, while leaders PSG are only 2 points better off than Terzic's crop. A milestone will be hit for the German powerhouses this week, as they will become just the second Bundesliga side after Bayern Munich to play 150 games in the Champions League. But they were served a slice of humble pie by their Harry Kane-inspired superiors in Saturday's latest edition of Der Klassiker. Indeed, a terrific treble from the England captain after Dayot Upamecano's early header condemned Dortmund to a harrowing 4-0 loss to the champions at Signal Iduna Park. As the hosts' 8-game unbeaten run across all tournaments came to an end in excruciating circumstances, and their vengeful opponents also know a thing or two about ending unblemished streaks. Akin to their January slog with Arsenal, where perceived gamesmanship played its part in Newcastle coming away with a point in a 0-0 draw, a similar story unfolded on the defensive front during Saturday's showdown with the Gunners at St. James Park. As Howe's troops kept their Martin Odegaard-less visitors at bay with relative ease. However, officiating controversy would inevitably rear its ugly head, as after Kai Havertz and Bruno Guimaraes narrowly avoided red cards during a bad-tempered end to the opening 45. Newcastle would consign Arsenal to their first top-flight loss of the season through Anthony Gordon's highly contentious winger. An unprecedented 3 VAR checks delayed the St. James Park pandemonium. But with it being determined that the ball did not go out of play, Joe Linton did not commit a foul on Gabriel Magalhaes and Gordon was not in an offside position, Newcastle's strike was confirmed, leading to Arteta launching a ruthless verbal assault on the standard of Premier League officiating at full time. While steam continues to fire out of Gunners' ears, Newcastle rejoiced in another magnificent week, having also avenged last year's EFL Cup final loss to Manchester United by crushing the hopeless holders 3-0 at Old Trafford in the 4th round, and ending a 20-year streak without a Champions League away win is the next priority on Howe's in tray. That success did come against German opposition, though, as Sir Bobby Robson oversaw a 3-1 beating of Bayer Leverkusen in February 2003, and Howe could now follow in his late compatriot's footsteps as the next English manager to win a Champions League away game against a Bundesliga outfit. Team news. There were few positives indeed for Dortmund to take away from their 4-goal crushing against Bayern, but Terzic did at least see his players emerge unscathed physically, leaving a total of 3 stricken athletes in the treatment room. Emre Can continues to struggle with the hip issue that he picked up towards the end of the first half against Newcastle 2 weeks ago, while Mathieu Mori and Julian Duranville are continuing their recoveries from knee and thigh injuries respectively. None of Marius Wolf, Daniel Malin or Solly Ozcan lasted an hour in Der Klassiker, and the latter 2 spots are certainly under threat from Karim Adeyemi and St. James Park match winner Meka, while a recall for Rami Bensebaini at left-back could also be in order if the Algerian shakes off a thigh niggle. Reports on Monday evening stated that Wolf was unable to complete his final training session with the team, though, so Julian Ryerson might be required here. In contrast, the issues are beginning to pile up for Newcastle once again. As Jacob Murphy appeared to suffer a recurrence of his shoulder dislocation after coming off the bench against Arsenal, while Dan Burn tweaked his back during a heavy fall and is facing a lengthy period out too. Matt Targett hamstring, Alexander Isak groin, Harvey Barnes foot, Elliot Anderson back, Sven Botman knee and Javi Manquillo groin are also in the care of the overworked Newcastle medical team. While the suspended Sandro Tonali will watch on from the stands once again. With no Target and no Burn available at the Signal Iduna Park, Tino Livramento could be thrust into action at left back after keeping Gabriel Martinelli quiet in the second half at St. James Park. Although Lewis Hall represents another youthful alternative. Borussia Dortmund possible starting lineup. Kobel, Ryerson, Hummels, Schlotterbeck, Bensebaini, Mecca, Ozkan, Sabitzer. Reyes, Fulkrug, Adeyemi. Newcastle United possible starting lineup. Pope, Livramento, Schär, Lascelles, Trippier, Longstaff, Guimaraes, Joelinton, Almiron, Wilson, Gordon. We say, Borussia Dortmund 1-1 Newcastle United. Even with a double-figure absentee list, Newcastle's defensive diligence came to the fore against Arsenal, and a morale-depleted Dortmund side should not expect a repeat of their St. James Park triumph in front of the home crowd. With all due credit to Howe's men, though, they are no Bayern Munich, and while we are backing the Magpies to avoid back-to-back beatings against Dortmund, they should be kept waiting for their first European away win of the new term as the sides remain neck and neck in the standings. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.